So, remember in my Smash for Wii U review when I said I'd be reviewing Bayonetta 1 and 2 next? Slight delay on that. It's taking a lot longer than I expected it to. Not only because the games are longer than I expected, but also because I have a ton to say about them. So, in the meantime, let's take a look at Mario's most recent 3D adventure, Super Mario 3D World. Now, I'm no stranger to Mr. Nintendo's games, but I haven't been keeping up with his releases in recent years. The last main series Mario game I played in full was Super Mario Galaxy, and even that was a few years after its launch. I used to play such unhealthy amounts of each new main series Mario game that came out. Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Bros. But after that, Mario just kind of fell out of my realm of interest. I guess I kind of got Mario'd out. That and the game started to look a bit samey. But my Mario interest was piqued once more last June. I tried a demo of Super Mario 3D World while waiting for Smash Fest to start. I liked what I played, so I put it on my Christmas list. Now that I've played it in full, let's find out if it stands out among the ocean of other Mario titles. The game begins with Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Toad taking a late-night stroll in front of Peach's castle, admiring an eye-catching fireworks display. They notice a crooked clear pipe in the middle of the road, and displaying actual plumbing skills for the first time in 30 years, Mario and Luigi fix it. It becomes the Mushroom Kingdom equivalent of Old Faithful and spews out a torrent of items. And a bird. A tiny green fairy creature called a Sprixie then emerges from the pipe. Via Sunday paper comic strip, she tells them that Bowser has been kidnapping her people. Right on cue, King Koopa himself emerges from the pipe and traps the Sprixie in a bottle. Yeah, you all knew that was coming. Much to my surprise, Princess Peach is the first one to make a move to save the Sprixie princess. She just ends up falling into the pipe, but hey, points for effort. Mario, Luigi, and Toad follow suit, and they find themselves being transported to the Sprixie Kingdom.
Whoa! Mamma mia!
They travel through the Sprixie Kingdom's various worlds, saving Sprixies and beating Bowser's goons. Eventually they arrive at Bowser's castle, have a final battle with him, and save all 7 Princess Sprixies, bringing peace to the Sprixie Kingdom. For 27 seconds. Bowser recaptures them all and then takes off to his theme park / evil base Bowserland. Eat your heart out, Dr. Eggman. After a quick romp through the park, they actually defeat Bowser and free the Sprixie Kingdom from his evil rule. The story is pretty by the numbers, but that's nothing new from a Mario game. Nobody ever thinks of an engaging narrative when talking about the main series Mario titles. It's always the gameplay and levels that are brought up and complemented. So let's take a look at that, shall we? You have 4 characters to choose from right from the get-go. Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Peach, who's apparently taking a break from being kidnapped long enough to actually do something for a change. Mario is the most balanced of the 4. Luigi can jump the highest but has the worst traction, Peach is the slowest but can float for a few seconds after jumping, and Toad is the fastest but has the worst jump. Beyond that, their abilities are identical. You've got your 3D Mario standards, like ground pounding and long jumping, but there are some new tricks, like rotating the control stick to spin your character around and around. You can't attack enemies with it like in Super Mario Galaxy though. I really only used it to get some more air before jumping onto a goal pole. The controls are very smooth and easy to pick up, so you should have no problems maneuvering your character. The characters are incredibly acrobatic. You can pull off some really flashy and useful tricks, if you happen to stumble upon them. And they never give you a tutorial of the more complicated tricks in-game. You have to look them up in the manual. The electronic manual to be specific, because the physical manual in the box is barely more than a leaflet that only depicts the most basic of commands. That seems to be a growing trend now that I think about it. As a kid and teenager, I always read the manual before playing a game to check out the story preview, illustrations, and character profiles. But now they don't seem to be putting the effort in. I can't say I miss these though. Did anyone ever actually use these? But because game manuals seem to have waned in recent years, I never bothered looking at either of them before playing. I was goofing around on a stage midway through the game when I accidentally discovered the spin move. That's when I started really experimenting with more complicated button commands. I could have looked in the electronic manual right away, but it was kind of a rush to discover some moves by accident. Maybe manuals are waning for more of a reason than just to save money. Another focal point in main series Mario games is the power-ups, and there are a ton in this one. We've got our longtime standards like the Super Mushroom, Fire Flower, and Invincibility Star, but we also have the Super Leaf, Boomerang Flower, Double Cherries, the Mega Mushroom, and the one they advertise like crazy, the Super Bell, which gives the characters a cat suit. Yeah, not gonna lie, this is also one of the main reasons I didn't pick up the game right away. I mean, a cat power-up? Really? It really seemed like they were scraping the bottom of the barrel for this one. Just how interesting could playing as a little kitty cat be? Wait, he can climb and cling to walls? And claw at mooks? And dive bomb enemies just like my childhood cat did, which scarred me physically and mentally due to the constant fear of having the airborne feline claw my eyes out? That's pretty cool. Especially the climbing walls part. This makes exploration much easier and more fun. And look at them. They're so adorable in their fuzzy little color-coded cat suits. The heroes aren't the only ones donning cat upgrades though. A few of the enemies are also cat themed, such as Goombas and Bullet Bills. Oh my goodness, these are flippin' adorable. At one point, even Bowser absorbs the power of the Super Bell. Wow. You have got to be kidding me. As pawsome as that is, imagine if that felonious feline got loose. It would be a catastrophe. Even now, he's trying to claw at Mario and commit first-degree murder. That can't be all the cat puns I have. Come on, help me out. Yes! You know, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure this is the first time Bowser's used a power-up on himself. Imagine if he got his hands on a Mega Mushroom. Yeah, it'd probably be something like that. Also new to this game are the Double Cherries, which make you familiar with the multiform technique. You lose a multiform every time you get hit, but if you manage to keep them around, you can decimate enemies with little to no effort. There are also platforms that require a certain number of multiforms that take you to goodies. If you die 5 times in a row, an invincibility leaf box will appear, which will grant you the white Tanuki suit. You can glide and swipe enemies with your tail just like the normal Tanuki suit, but this one makes you permanently invincible. The only way you can die is via bottomless pit or environmental hazards. Using it means taking the easy way out though, so I tried not to use it. These moving blocks though! I felt no shame in using it to clear this stage. Much like Super Mario Bros. 3, and nearly every other platformer Mario game after it, you travel across various overworlds that serve as hubs to the main levels. The main levels are all incredibly short, but boy would I be lying if I said they weren't fun. They're usually pretty straightforward and linear, so you'll never find yourself getting lost, but they're just open enough to encourage exploration. Just be sure not to take too long or the timer will tick down to 0 and you'll have to restart the level. If you do somehow manage to lose your bearings, you can search out a Sprixie who will not so subtly point you in the right direction. There are also various houses you can enter for free power-ups, coins, and collectibles. Hidden in each stage are 3 green stars. As you progress, you'll need more and more of them to unlock new areas. A lot of them are pretty easy to find, so you probably won't need to grind for green stars to move forward, but there are a good amount of them that require sharp eyes or certain power-ups to get. The other collectibles in this game are stamps, for your very own riveting stamp collection. You can use these stamps to make Miiverse posts, and that's about it. Not very exciting stuff, but the completionist in me won't rest until I have them all. You can also turn on Miiverse functionality to see other players' thoughts and race against their ghost Miis. Or you could turn all that off if you want. There are some obvious callbacks to past Mario titles, but most of the game feels pretty fresh and new. I found myself legitimately excited to check out as much of the terrain as possible. They went for bright visuals most of the time, but they knew when to tone things down for the more foreboding locales. The colors and textures are a bit on the simplistic side, but I think it works for an upbeat game like this. And every once in a while they do throw you into something breathtaking like this. The bosses are also something to behold. The designs are really quirky and they're just plain fun to battle in these giant litter boxes? Wait, no, scratch that, it's an arena. Aside from Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach, there is another character you can play as in this game. Captain Toad! This little treasure-tracking Toad travels through a self-contained square maze and lacks the ability to jump because of his heavy backpack. By moving the R stick to move the camera, you have to navigate Captain Toad to all the green stars in the maze without dying. They force you to use the gamepad here, but I don't think it's too obtrusive. It only takes a few seconds to switch controllers. There are only a handful of these levels throughout the game, but they did pave the way for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, an entire game based around this playstyle. I had a ton of fun with these mini levels, so I'm actually pretty curious to see how they flesh them out. Who knows, maybe I'll pick it up the next time I'm out and about. I'll certainly be humming the tune for the next year. As for the soundtrack as a whole, it's fantastic. It doesn't beat out Super Mario Galaxy's soundtrack in my opinion, but that's a really high bar to clear. It definitely kicks the pants, or should I say overalls, off of every other Mario game I've played so far. It sounds like they got a full orchestra to play some swinging and foreboding jazz music, soothing violin pieces, and I could bop my head to Beat Block Skyway all day long. There are also some great new arrangements of older tunes, like the original Underground theme, Gusty Garden Galaxy, and that oh so nostalgic slide theme. This was just an enjoyable experience from start to finish, and I had a bittersweet feeling when I eventually beat the game and saw that end card fill the screen. Or is it the end? After the credits roll, the Sprixie Princesses uncover a rocket you can use to fly to multiple bonus worlds in space. These bonus stages can get very difficult to clear, but I welcome the challenge. Super Mario 3D World is incredibly fun, but also incredibly easy. I never actually saw the game over screen until one of the bonus levels. And after clearing the second bonus stage, you unlock Rosalina as a playable character. She's the slowest of the bunch, but she has the Mario Galaxy Spin, which can be used to attack enemies and as a second jump. There are tons of bonus levels and collectibles that really add to the replayability. What I really love about the collectibles is being able to finagle your way to them with a character's unique abilities if you don't want to use, or just plain don't see the default method of obtaining it. Another element that factors into the replayability is multiplayer. Up to 4 people can join the fun, and you can combine characters' unique abilities to pull off some amazing feats and discover new methods of progressing through the game. Or you could just toss your buddies off cliffs to get a rise out of them. I had an absolute blast with this game. Throughout the entire adventure I had a massive grin on my face. It's a fun and unique spin on the 3D Mario formula, but it also feels similar enough to the Mario games I played as a kid that I felt some waves of nostalgia. It was quite the interesting combo of feelings. If there had to be a game to reintroduce me to the Super Mario series, I'm glad it was this one. If you or a friend have never played a Super Mario game before, I think this would be a great place to start. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.